Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. In the history of G.I. Joe figures, I would say more like the modern history, from like the 25th anniversary on, we've started to see figures where the focus was on form over function, style over substance, or to really put it simply, figures that look great, but they're basically statues with joints. And the figure we're looking at today exemplifies that. The G.I. Joe Retaliation line, this is Budo, Samurai Warrior. And that's exactly what is said on the packaging. Let me start off real quick by saying this figure looks great. It's a fantastic update to that classic figure. But let me also quickly add, this is not a figure you're going to be able to do a lot with. See how I have him right here? This is about it. It can hold its swords. The swords are very nice. These are these new style katanas that I think look really good. Yeah, he's got two of them. Unfortunately, in the body armor, there's only one molded sheath. I haven't been able to find another one elsewhere. And this is actually a smaller blade. As you can see, it's both hands can hold it, and here they are. You have the long sword and the short sword. If you can tell me where on this figure there's the other sheath. At first, looking at it, you would think that one area can hold both, but it really doesn't fit well, and I don't want to chance warping the plastic. There is this great detailed helmet. It sits on the head, but not securely. Comes off, and there's Budo underneath. It's, here's that helmet. There's basically the whole face here is dark, and there's no real shading or detail shading to bring out the detail. But it looks nice. Sort of reminds me of the big war helmet that Big Van Vader used to wear in his early days in WCW. That's a wrestling reference for you. You just bring in Budo, and here he is without the helmet on and stuff, and very nice head, very different from what the original figure looked like. Although I think it's a little actually close to his version 2 figure, which I think was used in the Mortal Kombat line for Shokan, Shang Tsung. I think, yeah, it's Shang Tsung. It's been a while, so I hope I'm getting that right. But again, nicely detailed armor on the arms, on the chest. This is a guy who's really not going to get hurt by any medieval Japanese weapon. And herein comes the problem. Let me just get the figure stand out of the way. Your head can rotate. It can go up and down slightly. Fortunately, it's blocked going up by the collar of the armor. I just noticed that the neck hole is actually cut a little off center. That's interesting. But arms are on the universal joints. You can go out that far. Can rotate. You have less than a 90-degree bend due to the armor on the forearm. Wrists can rotate, and believe it or not, they do have the enhanced wrist articulation that most of the sword-based troopers have come with. The problem is, on this wrist, the cuff of the forearm is such that you can't use it at all without fear of breaking the wrist. On this hand, it's a little freer to go, but not much. You can get it down, you really can't get it up. There is a waist joint. There is an ab crunch. I'm not going to use it. There is and it's the standard hip joints. There's no way to move the legs because this is thick, thick plastic. You can get some lateral movement due to slits in the side here, but again, I'm not going to push it because it's a lot of resistance. Double jointed knees, ankles, down, up, and they even give you an ankle pivot, the rocker ankle joints. But again, not much you're going to do with it because you kind of need the stand for the figure to stand on, uh, because the weight of the armor is such, it makes it very top heavy. All in all, I hate to say it, I really can't recommend this figure. Yes, there have been other figures like this where articulation was nil due to sculpting designs and accessories and what have you. The Paraviper comes to mind, that I still recommend it because there was just something about them. Well, the problem is, the best version of this figure was released at San Diego Comic-Con last year in what has to be one of the most ingenious repaints I have ever seen in my life. This entire figure was repainted with, I think, a new mask as Bludgeon, his Pretender shell. I don't even think the mask was removable. I think it was attached, and since that was Bludgeon's head. That version of the figure, if you can get it, would be absolutely perfect. This is a pass. Now, with that being said, if you do want to pick him up, I can tell you that I find him not only at Five Below, but at Toys R Us and Target, I'm still seeing Budos on shelves. Because unfortunately, there's really not much to the figure. This is your old pal Chuck. For Budo, keep an eye out for his Creo figure. Looks a lot better. We'll see you next time.